Why, heidi ho, heidi ho. So, message for today. We're going back to the mixed multitude, the Erev. And it's because everything in Torah, Tanakh, what some know as the Old Testament, everything we're taught has to do with psychology, philosophy, human nature, nature itself. So, when you think of stories like the Exodus, leaving Mitzrayim, and the Mitzri, so Mitzrayim is a land of restriction, Egypt. The Mitzri are the Egyptians. So think in terms of the dog with the human body. That's society when they're indoctrinated, believing that they have a king of the flesh, and this will be the nature of your king. So they're the ones that bark when you're not bowing down to a flag, not idolizing a statue like the Statue of Liberty. Those are the Anubis, the dog-headed men. Roof, 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 you're not following the dictates of dictators. And look at Abraham, the father of the nations. So he is the original of the elders, the three elders. And the reason why is because he left idolatry. He left the idolatrous ways of his father. So when you truly study with an open mind, you understand the story of Esther in the Bible, Torah, Tanakh. Haman wanted to kill all of Israel. So why? Because he was suffering from situational narcissism. The king, this will be the nature of your king, gave him authority over other men. And because Mordecai refused to bow to him, he wanted to destroy all of Israel. It's called situational narcissism. How dare you not bow down to me? The king gave me authority over you. Now think of cops, men like myself who were in the military. And yeah, it's true, situational narcissism. Because we were taught at a young age to idolize other men, to accept gifts from their organization, Social Security Administration. And this will be the nature of your king. So we're not supposed to accept gifts, and that's exactly what the Social Security system is. It's a gift. I'm going to give you peace and security. So when you notice they say we have to protect your children while they're on St. James Island, Epstein's Island, we need you to put your children's name in. We need to have you use our identification. We need you to use our grid point locations, and we're going to give them names, and you've got to use those names. Vanity of vanity is when a man names the land after himself. So when you set and you really start opening your mind, but it ultimately has to come down to killing out your own ego, needing those names to identify yourself. Adam is the name of all my brothers and sisters. That Adam in Hebrew means mankind. Adamah is where we're all going to return, which is not a bad thing. The meek will inherit the earth. Bowing down to idols. Even the Temple Mount has been turned into an idol. Evidence of that is men crying over the walls falling, as if you believe you can destroy what God builds. Our Imam Abba didn't build it. That's why it was able to fall. It's materialism. It's the ego needing to claim materialism. Kili kol ha'ada, it's all the earth is mine, is what my Imam Abba says. So, you look at the Epstein class and all the things that are going on, they're showing you that they're Rasha wicked. You know there's files, you know there's evidence, But what are they doing? They're destroying the evidence. They're hiding the files. None of those men will come to bear any guilt or punishment for their crimes, because that's how they work. And it's not just on this portion of land, because it's all one portion of land. So you look at those big old fat greasy men, nasty, ugly looking men over in the Arab countries, Arab areas, what they want to call Arab countries, and it's all one big country. It's all the womb of our mother. But you look at how they have places like Dubai and all these other places, and they make a lot of profit off of oil and whatnot, along with the other ones who have their hands in it here in this portion of land that some people call America. And they can afford to have stewardesses that they treat like hookers, and they put them in hotels, and ugly, greasy, old, nasty guy. And the sad thing is some of you women are beguiled by it because you're materialistic. They've taught you to be materialistic, to take handouts. So, in this life, I look at things from a different perspective. I've been in an explosion when I was 13 years old, face and hands burnt, blind in both eyes, all the hair burned back on my head. Fortunately, my Abba loved me enough that I didn't have any scars and I'm able to see. But I was blind. I had to have drops put in my eyes. I was fortunate enough to be brought into a body that's dyslexic and had issues with how I saw things and view things. So now my brain works like a computer and I analyze things all the time. So because of my dyslexia, I was ridiculed and abused by my siblings. Our dad was an abusive man. He liked to beat us with a freaking 2x4 that he had cut into a section of a paddle. And of course my siblings didn't want to get their asses tore up with that thing, so I took the grunt of it because it was easier to blame me. I've got 4 against 1, so they blame me. One of my siblings actually finally broke down and admitted to our dad, because for years he held that against me, believing I had 2 personalities. I act like a good kid most of the time, but I was actually bad. And the whole thing is I was fending off my attackers, which would be my other 4 siblings. And when he caught us, they would always blame me because it was easier to see me get my ass tore up with that 2x4 than for them to get in trouble for what they were doing. Anyway, one of my siblings actually had enough backbone to finally admit it. And the other ones obviously didn't admit to anything. So I know what it's like to be an underdog, to be the black sheep. So that's Israel. Israel would be the black sheep, the ones who actually speak up, don't allow Anubis, the dogs, to bark at them. I don't like seeing people abused. I don't like seeing children harmed for the Epstein class. And unfortunately, Bibi Netanyahu is one of them. That piece of shit. Bibi, you should be taken out and executed, court-martialed. But so should Trump, the Obamas, the Clintons, the Bushes, the whole freaking bunch of them. Because they're all wicked. They all live off of other people like parasites. They live off other people's sweat equity. But Bibi Netanyahu, and it's indoctrination, and unfortunately a lot of Yisrael is not Yisrael. And any good rabbi will tell you that. The Erev is mixed amongst Yisrael. They came with Yisrael from Mitzrayim. But Yisrael is also amongst all the nations. So when they gloat and laugh about how they're murdering other men, that shows you that they're Rasha, they're wicked. That's prima facie evidence on its face. I see those dirty pieces of trash as being wicked men because they gloat and find it humorous when they destroy the flesh of children. And it's the very first thing they went for during this war. A school full of children, and they can't say it was an accident. I was in the military. I know. I'm the one that used to actually set up the azimuth and the deflection of where a weapon was going to be aimed and exactly where it was going to hit. God bless. Much love.